Hey, Shalom Markings, Rakam Kapash from Jim Islam, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Chak, Wadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful that pushing his truth and all sincerity. Back with another quick video. I just want to cover this, this news that was, came out of New Zealand a few days ago, concerning uh, egg shortages, man, and fires, and akin to these other fires that be going on at these different factories producing, grain and all that kind of stuff. You probably think it's all a coincidence, right? These things are just randomly happening, and that there's just nothing sinister, nothing behind none of these things. In a time where the world is in a shortage of food, yeah, and the prices of this food is skyrocketing and getting even more expensive. You think these things are just happening, just randomly? Like, who heard about these places, being set on fire beforehand? But it just so happens in the time of crisis, in the time of, egg shortages, bird flus, got to kill chickens, and the pan V, the pan D, right? And cattle having to be killed off and sold off, and you know, land having to be sold off because they can't afford to keep uh their produce. you know they say grain factories burning down. Yeah, it's coincidence, right? It's just funny that how it's happening all now, right? You guys don't know what's going on, man. Right, you don't know what's going on, man. Satan. Right, Satan's at work out here, man. And whether Esau's having a direct hand in it, you know is setting these places alight, creating further world food instability, or it's happening by so-called natural means, i.e. the Most High sending, you know, uh, the disasters upon these different places, right? This is all part of prophecy. Okay, it's all gonna count towards the famine that's gonna come upon the earth. Okay, and that's why it's not happening just in one place. It's not just happening in America or whatever. Okay, it's happening everywhere, and it's affecting the whole earth. Okay, the reason why Russia's at war with Ukraine, and the whole grain situation coming out of there is causing issues. Everything's been causing issues, man. Everything of late, right, has been causing issues with the food. Okay, the pandemic, all of this, right, has been causing issues, supply chains, all of it. Right, the Lord is bringing evil upon the earth, man, because it's almost the day of the Lord. It's almost time to fulfill all these prophecies, man. And this is why, this year's been coined the hopeful year of all the prophecies being fulfilled, man. It's all coming to a head, right? And these things are not mere coincidences, man. These are happening on purpose, right? So in the mind of the elites, okay, of Esau, man, they're thinking, yeah, we got to bring the world down to its knees so we can establish an NWO, right? But ultimately, this serves a bigger picture of the Most High serving, fulfilling His will, right? Of destroying these nations, man, and essentially doing the same thing to bring them to the knees, man, but to really ultimately to establish uh, judgment in the earth, for one, and to establish His Son, uh, as the ruler of the earth when He appears. Okay, but this is all just part of the judgments and the curses that the Lord is bringing upon the earth in different various forms. Okay, Esau's being used. Okay, the angels, the spirits are being used out here to do different things, man. All right, so yeah, out here you got New Zealand's largest farm kills 75,000 hens. It's a lot of fucking chickens, man. So amid national shortage, man, they're already having issues, and now they're having to kill off these hens, these chickens, right? So that means no chicken meat, right, and no eggs. You know, and like I said, there's already here in the UK we've got a shortage of eggs. It's hard to get hold of eggs sometimes, and the price of the eggs has gone up a lot. You know, so and again that's going to continue to that's going to continue, right? Um, pursuing to Revelation 6 and the black horse. That's what's being put in effect right now. all these incidences or these accidents or whatever they put it out as, right? It's not all coincidence, man. It's all part of prophecy being fulfilled. All right. So I'm sure to start off here. 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5 says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world." Okay, which had the pandemic, right? The sword, war, death. Okay, it's happening, right? Famine. All of this is creating that famine, that those circumstances for famine. Death and destruction. Right, that's what the Lord is doing right now. Okay, using Esau to do this, using the angels to do that. Bringing through hail, cold weather, hot weather. You know, heavy rain to destroy shit, man. To destroy the food supply. Okay, to bring it down to a low level that the people are going to struggle. All right, and the faith could be tested. Right. It says, "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." All right, so the Lord is doing this, man. It's now. It's time. It's go time, right? This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." So, like I said, Esau, he behind some of this, right? Can't confirm it all, you know what I'm saying? But Esau be planning shit, man. Esau be trying to set himself up, set the angle up to obtain his NWO, right? He's trying to get you to take the MOTB, right? And one of the best ways you can do that, man, is use food as a weapon against you, man, by limiting the supply of food. Like I say, it's just funny that in a time where everything's effed up already, man, that things are those specific things could do with food and that just getting more effed up. Prices are going even higher. You know what I mean? It's just like I said, a lot of people think it's just coincidence. It's just some random event that took place. An unfortunate event that happened. No, man, it's planned. Right, one way or another is planned, right, to serve a purpose. Okay, and Esau set it looking to take advantage of it. All right, it says let's say it should get an advantage of we are not ignorant of his devices, his plans, his schemes, right? What he's looking to do, because this favors him. Can't say what's that saying, man? Like I can't remember how it goes, man. But basically, if you want to see who's behind it, or you got to see who it benefits. Roughly paraphrasing. But yeah, man, Esau benefits out of all of this, man. And you might not, you might think, oh, but how does he benefit? No, the economies and the people and the rioting and that's exactly what he wants, man. He wants that chaos. He wants that chaos, man. He wants that smoke. He wants the problems in the earth to progress and to increase, so he can establish order. Okay, that's why they got that saying, "Order ab chaos," order out of chaos. That is how he establishes his NWO. That's how he gets people to take the MOTB. That's what he wants. All right. So yeah, it benefits him, man. He ain't worried. Like, he gonna eat. He's fine. He ain't got to worry about no famine. These men be stocking up grains and all types of things because they've got the money to. Got bunkers set up and retreats and all this kind of business. Right. It's the people. The people, them are gonna suffer. That's why they're gonna push you onto artificial meats and insects and soy, soy look green, right? You're gonna push you onto all that type of stuff, man, because there ain't no food for you, because there ain't gonna be no food in the earth, or there ain't gonna be as much food in the earth for you. Okay, you're a burden on the resources, man. But it's alright for the elite. The elites are gonna eat well, eat grass fed beef and whatever, right? They're gonna get all that good stuff, man, that you are no longer gonna be able to afford or enjoy. You know, the man gonna drive around in their cars, fly in their jets. But you, no, you're a problem. You're producing too much CO2. You're not allowed to, because you can't offset it by spending lots of money on fighting it, as Mr. Gates would say, in his defense, right? You can't, you don't have the privilege of having those things anymore. That's why they're all being taken away from you. Okay, but the rich, the elite, they can still do these things because they had the money to do so. Okay, they had the privilege, the power to do so. Because the argument would be, oh, there's not that many, rich and wealthy compared to the poor, and the poor are a bigger burden on the resources. So it's all right for them because they got the money. It's all right for them to go drive their private jets, fly their private jets, and all that kind of business. To eat meat, right, and all this stuff. All right, they are creating a wider gap between themselves and the people, the poor. Okay, treating you low level, man. All right, but that's how the NWO looks. Okay, the wealthy and everybody else. That's it. That they control. All right. Says Micah 2:1 says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands." Man, they have all the power. They have all the wealth, all the connections, right? All the all the resources. You know, you simply have nothing. Okay, and that's what the WF are telling you, right? You're not gonna have anything. You can't do nothing. You're not gonna have anything, right? So they have the ability to manipulate the populace, the rest of the world. For those of you that don't understand or don't believe that, how can a small minority of people manipulate the world? Well, it's being done constantly, man. You don't understand, you don't see it. You're being forced to do things, okay, or being convinced to do things, to sacrifice and give up that and blah 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 blah, right? Through the choices and decisions of a few elite, you know. That's why anything that's gonna come out of the WF, guess what? It's gonna be implemented, man. You're gonna go, you're gonna abide by that, man. Okay, you're gonna have those 15-minute cities forced upon you, man. Okay, whether you like it or not, because yeah, you shouldn't need to travel, right? You know, we're gonna reduce your movement so you don't pollute the earth, right? And if you do, we're gonna fine you, so you're gonna make you even more poorer, and well, we're gonna make ourselves more rich. They don't force you down these avenues, man, and you don't understand how a small group of people can manipulate the whole earth. Come on, man, it's happening all the damn fucking time. All right. But anyway, it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." These evil ideas, these evil plans, and like I said, some of this is Esau doing this shit, right? So we can limit the food supply. All right, because he has the means of doing it and getting away with it, man. All right, it says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand. They covet fields, right? You're looking to take, right? WF are telling you that you own nothing. They're looking to take everything. They've already got more than man can wish and more than a heart can wish, right? But he ain't never satisfied, right? He is as deaf. He's never satisfied, right? And they convert fields and take them by violence, burn man down or whatever, and houses and take them away, destroy them or take them from himself, right? So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage. Right? All they got is oppression on the mind. That's all that's on their mind right now. The NWO is nothing but oppression. Okay, the next level. All right. This is from Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. It said, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them." All right. So like I said, the Lord got spirits out here doing jobs, man. Whether they put in spirits on these elites to do certain things, because obviously the Most High is in ultimate control, manipulating even them, right? Putting spirits on these men to come up with these ideas and do these things, you know. The Lord got spirits out here doing the business, doing the job, right? It says fire and hell and famine. Okay, part of the job is to bring fire and hell and famine. Okay, famine is being brought into the earth, right? And death. All these were created for vengeance. Because ultimately this is the Lord's vengeance that's coming upon the earth. All right. It's Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was. Okay, that is the atmosphere that's being created right now. Everything is building up to this time. Okay, you think it's just a coincidence that these things are just happening randomly and that they're just gonna randomly go back as well? Okay, you are mistaken, man. Okay, an event is taking place right now. And the main event is yet to come. Right? This time of trouble. Okay, where the whole world is gonna be tested, the hour of temptation. Okay, this is where it's all building up to, man. Okay, and family is gonna play a big part in it. Alright? It says, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time. Okay, the worst situation that's ever appeared on the earth. All right, since the nations were created. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Okay, the Lord's elect. Okay, the Lord's elect of Israel. Okay, they're gonna be delivered from the situation because they're gonna have trust and faith in Yahweh Shai to deliver them in the time of trouble. Okay, whereas these average people out here, man, they're gonna be losing their minds. Okay, and ultimately they're gonna turn to what they can see or what they're being told by Esau, and they ain't got no other options in their mind than to believe what Esau's telling them. Oh yeah, just take the MOTB and we can protect you, we can help you, and blah blah blah. So the majority of people are gonna turn to that, all right, and be deceived and be destroyed. Okay, when the Lord brings the judgment. All right. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 18. Start from 17, right? It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine, right? And great death. Okay, we're in the beginning of famine. Okay, these foods are, like I said, being taken out of the earth. Okay, chickens just getting killed off and all sorts, man. Cow getting killed off, for one reason or another. Crops getting washed away, getting frozen up, all this is happening right now. It says, so the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars. Okay, the wars and rumors of wars. Okay, we still got more of that going on. Okay, Russia, Ukraine, and there'll be more, right, until World War III kicks in, right? Because World War III has always been a rumor. It's always been spoken about the potential of World War III. Could it happen? If it happened, what would happen? Well, we know. We know it is coming. We know what is going to happen. Okay, it's just a matter of time. Okay, so that's a rumor of war until it becomes a war, right? An actual war. So all these little skirmishes that happen in the meantime, man, it's just leading up to that. And that's it. All this famine and that's gonna add to the pressure, man. Add to the what's that, man? So what I'm looking for. Yeah, add to that pressure, man. That crisis, man. Okay, the intensity between nations, man. All right. This is and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a moment. But for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, right? You're not really paying attention to what's going on and what's written in these scriptures, man. That's why you probably think it's a coincidence. You're not being mindful. Okay, the first scripture is that I read was because of basically the world's iniquities. Right? It says, verse 6 says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Right? It's for your own wickedness this is coming upon you. Right? But you're not mindful of these things. You're not thinking about these things. Like I said, you just think, oh, it's just something that has happened without connecting any dots. You know? Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. There was a time where, things were okay. Okay, but people are finding it increasingly more difficult to afford or to acquire certain goods. All right. And like I said, that's only going to get worse. It says, and even then shall evils grow upon earth. Again, evils shall grow. Things are going to get worse. They're not going to get better. The evil's not going to go away. That's why it's been a steady, I say a steady increase, man, but there's been an increase in pressure, man, in problems in the world. These elites now, they're talking about permacrisis and polycrisis and all these new terms that they're throwing out there now. Maybe they're not so new, but they're being used a lot now. Permacrisis and polycrisis. Polycrisis means many crises. Okay, and perma is like a permanent crisis, just in permanent crisis mode, man. Things that can't be that not being solved, that can't be solved, that difficult to resolve, man. All right, because it's so complicated. Okay, and interconnecting, and it's hard to unravel all of that, man. That's why this is why this place is finished. All right, and again, if you go into the word crisis in Greek, it means judgment. This is the time of the Lord's judgment. That's why there's so much going on, because the Lord is listing all the things he's going to do to this place, that he's going to bring plagues upon Egypt as before. The Lord is doing so much to this place right now. It's a permanent crisis, man. It's a poly crisis. It's poly judgment, man. All right? Until this place is destroyed. All right? So it's not a coincidence, man. It's all part of the plan. It's all prophesied, man. It's all written here in the scriptures. All right, it says, even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. That's going to be a real prospect, man. People are not thinking like it. Right now, people are going into food banks because they can't afford food. So they've still got a lifeline to use, so to speak, right? But them things ain't going to work. Them things are going to fail at some point. And a lot of people in the earth are going to die of famine, man. And people are just not thinking on that level, man. They ain't. They don't think it's ever going to come to that. Yeah, you might have to put on a few more jumpers because you can't afford to, afford the gas in your house. You might put a few more jumpers on, but you'll make it. You'll be all right? Or electricity, and we could do candles and you know tough it out until things get better. But what if things don't get better? You ain't thinking on that level, man. You ain't thinking on that level. You don't think you're gonna be put in a permanent state of hunger. You don't. And cold and whatever, man. Fear, permanent state of fear. You don't think that's coming. Okay, but it is. Right? Great confusion. Right? So for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. That's what's happening. The cities are being cast down. It's going to be a permanent state. Right? We'll close up with this. It's 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. So all these things are signs. All these problems that are developing in the world simultaneously, right? They're all part of signs, right? Because all these things are prophecies. They're all, foretold, right? Because the word to prophesy is to say before, and this has all been written before it's happening now, right? As Lord said from the beginning, this was always going to be this way, and now we're seeing it happen on a large scale in this earth right now. Okay, and that's what we're meant to pay attention to, and acknowledging what the Lord said. All right. It says, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand. If the Lord is dealing with you, you're going to understand. If the Lord got your eyes and ears open, you're going to understand. Right? But if the Lord's got you blinded and deaf, you ain't gonna pay attention, man. You ain't gonna take notice. So then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, it's time. The Lord's coming. The day of the Lord is near. Right? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, well, yeah, we just saw what happened in Turkey and Syria, right? And the men are still trying to pull people out. they got a few people out of there now after 100 hours, but over 20,000 are dead now. The Lord did that, you know. Right? Spirits created for vengeance, right? Well, there's an example. So, well, yeah, even if Esau was behind it with the harp, right? Still, spirits created for vengeance. put on that Edomite or whatever, right? But yeah, the Lord is behind all of that. So therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, okay, the people are disgruntled in the earth because of all the pressure that they're under. You know, because of the perma crisis, the poly crises, right? They're under pressure, so the people are disgruntled, right? It's all part of the science. It's all, you know, another word going out of my head. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So they're all disgruntled, man, because of the things that are happening on the earth. Okay, which, like I said, is planned, right, to create this situation. This is verse 4 says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For light as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end. The end is manifest. Okay, so everything's just manifesting according to the Most High's word. You know? So again, it's not a coincidence. Okay, these things are happening on purpose. Okay, as part of prophecy. Okay, whether Esau behind it directly or not. You know? The matter of fact is, man, that more of this is gonna happen, man. And the things ain't gonna suddenly just remedy themselves. All right. Okay, the Lord is destroying this place, man, and it's gonna continue to do so until this place is destroyed. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom, Lord, when it's edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next one. So till next time, I say shalom.